earlier, but unfortunately reception was garbage while we were in Mexico. But we're down here just to the side of the border, which is right outside the window here. If you can't see, there's a large fire burning just on the other side of the border over there. I'm here with my guy Jeremy Quinn, another streamer out of Los Angeles, a guy I've crossed paths with several times between California and DC, Kenosha. Actually, you were not. Yeah, you were on.
I wasn't in Kenosha.
You were in Kenosha. Where else did we run into each other?
DC. Huntington Beach.
Huntington Beach, yeah, DC.
I've been up to the Pacific Northwest, but I don't think we saw each other.
It's amazing. I would have thought we'd have crossed paths. But that's Jeremy. Let me go ahead and give you the... that's what we got. So the whole intention of coming down here to Arizona was to take a look at what's been deemed a border crisis. And anytime I hear crisis, I really want to go ahead and do my diligence to see it for myself. What we've found out quite a bit that has been wildly, I don't know the best way to put it, but it's been pretty shocking, the things that we've been able to discover just being down here. Talking to locals and the things that I had kind of overlooked in all of the hype that you see in media, what coverage you actually do see in the media. So the place we're heading right now is a spot that we got a tip from one of our from a border control agent that we were talking to in passing about one of the more I guess heavily frequented illegal crossing points here in the border, in between Yuma and San Luis. The border crossing up here is the I can never say it.
Oh, so the Andrade crossing.
Andrade crossing. Okay, the Andrade
goes
crossing.
To Algodones. Los Algodones.
Los Algodones is where we were at. So we crossed over into Los Algodones earlier today. We spent the day kind of just checking out that border town. It definitely isn't a firm representation of what people would have expected when it comes down to the border crisis, because it really is just more or less what Los Algodones is a firm representation of some of the things that you're seeing here that I hadn't really even thought about, which is the dual commerce aspect of this kind of reciprocal relationship between places like Yuma, Arizona and Los Algodones, which is to say that our host for the Airbnb that we're staying at is actually a business. She's part of a legacy family business, which is over in Los Algodones. It's a dental practice, but she lives over here in the United States with her family. Let me go ahead and do this. Now, one of the things that she was talking about was that while she's been doing this, not just for a little bit, but her entire life actually, and her father owns the practice. So her first steps that she took were in the practice over in Arizona, over in Mexico, and they do this border crossing every single day. They cross over, do business over in Mexico, then come back over and handle their daily life here in the United States. You have people that obviously go the other way, that work in the United States and cross back over to Mexico at the end of the day to go ahead and finish up their work day. We had a chance to talk to her sister, who was talking a little bit about one of the shelters that's in Los Algodones, which is it's basically a shelter for women and children, primarily out of Venezuela. Wasn't that where they were coming from? Yeah, I believe that. The large, and the situation was one that she felt very territorial about, because a lot of these women that are in that have escaped. Okay, the frames side. So if it cuts in and out, guys, the reception down here is terrible. So just bear with me. I'll try to upload as many videos as possible. But you can see, this is all farmland, which makes it almost an ideal place for what was the illegal border crossings. Themselves in some of these corners.
Well, so we're near San Luis now, and San Luis is just south of Yuma.
Okay.
And we're going to one of the county roads that crosses over by the canal to see where about San Luis, which is really interesting and kind of details some of the crossings and so forth. But what was so interesting is what you were talking about, the dental practice. That certainly wasn't the only dental practice in Los South Carolina.
Far from it. It was
a senior couple. I don't know if they were together, but
Mike and Linda.
Right. So one of them was getting dental work, or both?
Actually, it was one of Mike's partners. Absolutely. These roads are desolate. What's wild is if you see the video that I posted up just a couple minutes ago, I was able to talk a little bit about what we were seeing. We were out on that stretch, much like the one we're looking at right here, which just go forever. I mean, these roads run probably the length of Yuma, but they definitely run the length of the border. Pardon the dirty windows here, guys. So we're driving out in these fields, but we were standing there for maybe 2.5 minutes at the most, and within that period of time, we had a border control agent came out of nowhere, pulled up on us, kind of flipped a U-turn, just took a look at what we were doing, and took off. But definitely was peeping our strategy, what we were up to. And another thing to keep in mind here with these border control agents is Obama actually put in play a gag order, so they're not allowed to talk about or openly talk with us as media or anything else about any of the dealings at the border. So, which is really unfortunate, because the conversation we had with the border control agent last night was incredibly informative. That guy was amazing. 27-year veteran of the Border Patrol, and just had an incredible wealth of knowledge. And was remarkably candid about the things that he had experienced and what he had seen. And some of the questions I asked were some of the things I'm sure you're curious about. I mean, I asked if it was as bad as everyone thinks it might, as it is. And he said that it's one of the things he did say when we were talking about the administrations and how it's changed. He said that during the Trump administration, the crossings were, minuscule comparatively to what they are now, because at this point, you're not detained for more than just processing, and then you're put out on the streets here. Now, we go back as far as Obama putting in this gag order when it came down to some of the border control interactions with press and media. We do have public affairs officer we're going to reach out to tomorrow, hopefully, and get a chance to talk to. Take a look at where we're at here, but we can drive over. You're allowed to go over that one.
Nope, this is no trespassing over there. I'm just going to park it right here.
Okay, we'll take a look at that real quick. We're going to hop out and take a look at it right here. But now with Biden in office right now, with the halt of the wall, there are sections of the wall that are now unfinished, and but there's not really that. Honestly, it hasn't created, from what we've heard from these border control agents, as much of a problem as you might think, because what it's done effectively is just give a focal point, like a breach in the wall. Now both parties know where to look, but further than that, you also have to understand that once people get across the border, they seek out the border control agents, because they know that I'm not going to say asylum, but they're given the pass. They're not going to be deported. They're not going to be sent back to Mexico, barring the fact that they might have an extensive criminal record. That being said, they'll look for the border control agents because they know that they'll get a ride to a facility. And a lot of these people, like I said, have made a trek for thousands of miles to get to where they're at. And real fast, thank you for the contributions over there on YouTube. I appreciate y'all making that happen. Now, these are some of the areas where the Border Patrol run really heavy. We haven't quite got to the one section of fence where the agent told us we need to check out, where he said things can get pretty bad. But some of these, I'm going to say it wrong, arroyos, which I think I said it right. These gullies and ditches are easily conceal people when they come across. Now the border it's not right here. It runs, basically you can see the smoke. The border wall runs back in that tree line, that direction there. So we kind of pulled away from it from where I was at last time. But these ditches here run along basically each side of the canal. So they have say the name of the canal again.
Oh, like the arroyos?
The Arroyos. No, I said that, but the canal, the name of the canal. Remember, it was the Saya.
Oh, I don't know. But I just realized is there no wall here?
Not right where we're standing, no.
Well, okay, so the wall bends over there.
Right.
Okay.
No, that's not the wall right there, is it? No, that's not the wall right there.
Way down there. There is.
Yeah, no, you can tell. So the smoke line from over here, when we were down this way, is where the wall is. It runs. You can't quite see it from here, but I think it dog legs back to the right. You can kind of see. Yeah, you can see it up there in the distance. So way up in that between those two trees, the tree lines right there. You guys can't see it. I'm sure it doesn't transfer out on the camera here. You can hear helicopters though. We're probably working on putting out that fire. But here comes the border patrol.
Already?
I wouldn't go too far that way because it does say no trespassing.
Yeah.
So, like I said, we don't have to be out here that long before border patrol shows up. Oh, this is okay.
Like clockwork.
This is exactly the spot that we were told was a hot spot from other people too. So this is the Cocopah Indian Reservation. I'm probably saying that wrong, but it's there's no trespassing out here, so you don't. But which is why we're not going to cross up over the way here and
It says it's Indian reservation.
Get the business. But this moves into the Indian reservation land, yeah. So, and we heard that this is one of the hot spots. If you take Route 16 or County Road 16, basically this stretch right here that runs, I mean, as far as the eye can see, out to that next set of mountains, it runs straight across into Mexico. Man, look at that. The fire is crazy. Look at how the smoke has settled across all of the fields over here on the other side of the border.
I don't understand why I don't see land or a wall here.
So we drove. Yeah, it's interesting. So Jeremy was just saying, I don't understand why you don't see the wall here. Dave Net3 over on YouTube. Yes, I definitely plan on talking to locals. We are going to be talking to our host family tomorrow, and hopefully get a chance to. We're going to go into Mexico again tomorrow, and we're going to drive around a little bit, and hopefully talk to people on that side of the border about what's going on and the view from that side. What's interesting is you'll see discarded remnants of people that have passed through this way. Now earlier we were down the way on the road that we were parked on down here, and it was really interesting because we were driving by at night coming back from San Luis, which is we're basically in San Luis now, but it was a bit further down by the border crossing when we first got here. Now this where are we at here? This road back down here, super desolate, right up against a cornfield. And it ran from this border patrol agent is just really hawking on us. But there was some cars that were posted up at the edge of the cornfield, waiting there with their lights, with their parking lights on, just in an area that they did not belong at all. So it's pretty simple math to figure out what was going on there. But the border control agents have made it pretty clear. They said. The wall is interesting, though. The construction of the wall has done a lot more than, according to this last border control agent we talked to, than just work as a barrier. It's also been a situation where they've been able to provide a more technologically advanced foothold along that area, along with
infrastructure.
Right, along with the infrastructure. So based on the development, sorry, I see what's on here.
Oh yeah.
Of the fence, they've been able to terraform a lot of the land, if I'm saying the term properly, on either side of the fence, which gave border control agents better access to areas that are up in the hills and up along the more rugged terrain here. So someone made a comment, yeah, they're not jamming the signal. It's just that I'm out here in the desert, guys.
They prefer to come here and work for sure.
So, we can only do so much. It's going to cut in and out on us. So
we're out here. It says says it's the road, so
Well,
let's take it.
let's check it out.
Let's see the priest can hang. Yeah, look, that goes straight to the wall.
Is that a continuation of the wall right there? So this is just a huge open section of the wall here on the Indian.
Well, yeah, on the Indian reservation.
Okay, so if this is where the wall ends right up here, we're gonna have to take a look at that. If that really is, so this is a massive open section of the wall. Is Mike Holt, thank you so much for that contribution. I appreciate you. Hey, Slush over on YouTube. If Kamala is down here on the border finally, yeah, we'd love to meet up. Say what's up.
We'll show her around.
Yeah, right. We can give her a tour. At this point, we've been able to meet up with some pretty amazing people that have given us a pretty firm. Look, yeah, that is the wall. Okay, that looked like a hay storage or something like that. Let us know if you run into Guatemala Harris down there. Guatemala. Clever.
So the name of the big road here is, what was it? Sality or something like that?
Salinity. There's no N, but he called it salinity.
He did call it salinity.
But there's no N, right?
There's no N.
Salinity.
It says salinity. Salinity.
Guys, I don't speak Spanish.
Salinity isn't a Spanish word anyway. So.
And neither was the name of that street.
Look at his hate mail.
Yeah.
Get some shade here.
Yeah, man, I'd be posted up here. I used to have to buck hay when I was a kid. Didn't have to. I lived out in Yelm, and so that was one of the things you did in the summertime to get ready for football was bucking hay. It was terrible. What is everyone's take on Kamala Harris with the border right now? What do you feel about it? Based off what you've been saying recently.
I can't tell what she's. The question is why she hasn't gone to the border itself, because she's been down to Guatemala.
And someone is just saying they're laughing at her. It says Kamala is busy getting laughed out of Guatemala.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to tell what the heck's going on with that's just, it's a tough assignment, for the vice president. Hey, take care of the border, right? But you got to get in front of that,
Sure.
You got to get in front of that. You're the vice president, right?
Yeah. Some people feel that Kamala Harris is useless. I mean, some of the comments are coming in. What do you guys feel? I mean, I'm sure there's going to be mixed reviews about not just about the current administration, but about the things that have happened in the turning of the administration. So yeah, what we were just looking at, you guys, if you look straight out here, that's the gap in the wall where we were just at. So
well, it goes in. Now look.
No,
I don't know that there's a gap. It just, if you look at my map.
I don't want to look at your map. No,
the border pushes out more. So there's
I think it's the border, but
it's the reservation.
It's unfenced though. That's the actual border line.
So the question is the reservation, is it because of the Indian reservation?
The borderline.
Oh, look, there's another border. There's a border van there.
A border paddy wagon.
Paddy wagon, yeah. There's a paddy wagon there.
We'll definitely be out here after dark.
I'm sure we're not supposed to say paddy wagon.
Is that a bad thing?
Well, it's isn't it a reference to the Irish?
I mean, I'm part Irish. So I'm okay with it.
So am I.
So there you go. If we're okay with it, we give it
We're
the
both Irish, then.
Yeah. So, all right. Here, let's stop right here real quick before we get too close and have them. Yeah, I just want to hop out and show everybody kind of what we're looking at.
All right, cool.
Also, I dropped my phone between the seats, and my hands are way too big to get down there. Maybe.
I'll grab it. I'll take it.
Or I can get it from under here. Either way, yeah, maybe you can grab it. But I just want to show everybody what we're looking at. So, that area where we're looking at with the, what's that, boss? Oh yeah, sorry. The Cocopah, and I'm probably saying that wrong, Indian reservation, is I'm assuming based off of where the development of the wall has stopped. So this is one of the gaps in the wall. It ends there, and it runs. I mean, as far as the eye can see, it's wide open all the way down. Past where the smoke is down there is probably, I give it probably 5 to 10 miles in from the edge of the wall, which picks up again way down as far as the eye can see that direction. So this area right where we're looking at here is unwalled, and then it picks right back up over here where that border control wagon or van just crossed over on the other side. We're going to try to get up here a little further and take a look at where the wall begins, and the road actually, you can tell right up here, it comes in from the side here, and that's where it kind of starts touching base with the wall. But these fields are one of the flashpoints where a lot of people, historically have dealt with the illegals coming through and then crossing into these fields, and these have become, so a lot of the owners of this property have been dealing with this for a long time. So they're kind of closed, tight-lipped about talking to people, but hopefully we'll get a chance to chat with some of them, while we're down here for the next couple days. Drew Franchetti over on Facebook says, why is there no wall there? Right when Biden came into office, they immediately halted the development of the wall. And so there were sections that were unfinished. Now, I don't know if this, and I don't want to speak about something that I don't know 100%, and I don't know a lot of things 100%, but what I can say is that there were sections of the wall. This is native reservation right here. So it could very well be that the reservation, I'm just gonna have to chase the car. Jeremy's gonna bounce without me. I'm just gonna ride on the hood. No, I'm kidding, bro. It could just be that the reservation didn't give them clearance to build the wall, and yeah, but sure. Yeah, there we go. So Melanie Wise over on Facebook says the reservation won't let them put up the wall. So everything you're looking at Mexico right now. So on the other side of that berm right there, and the canal is Mexico.
Or reservation and then Mexico.
Well, yeah, Mexico. I mean, the wall, like it says, it dog legs back that way, Mexico. So, yeah, it's over there. Okay.
So we walk over there.
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, the car is about to explode apparently if I don't put a seatbelt on.
Well, I don't have one on.
Oh, you son of a gun!
Let's just stop here and then walk around. Because I want to get some B-roll myself of the.
We could drive right up to it. Oh, it says it says dead end, but it doesn't say no trespassing right here.
This is end county maintenance.
The Cocopah, it says COCOPAH, I believe, is the name of the reservation. Were you able to grab that phone?
Yeah, it's right here.
Oh my God, thanks. Let's take a look and see if we can figure it out. So we're gonna do our best not to get arrested, guys.
Let's see the sign that says no trespassing.
Right. So Dave Printed says the reservation makes money off of the drug runners. Is that
verifiable?
I don't know if that's verified, but I can understand how that might be a thing.
Do we know that? Let's just stop here or a little further.
Yeah, go up a little further. I mean, we're already, in for a penny, in for a dollar type thing.
No, let's start here. I feel this is the spot. Okay, I'm gonna
No entry. Are you dumb, CJ? Sherry, I'd love to have you expound upon that one.
Yeah, go ahead. All right,
What do you mean? No entry. And I would like to think I'm not dumb, Sherry. But that's yet to be determined in the course of my life.
Two people right there.
Welcome to the show, Veronica. Marv, we'll see you in just a few. One of the things that, it really, guys, has kind of been grabbing onto me is the fact that they've got this cat and mouse game that's been happening with Border Patrol and a lot of the coyotes that are bringing people over. The way that it's been happening, he said that some of the stuff that's really been tragic is they'll take tour buses, they'll load them full of people and drive them out into super desolate areas of the desert, and for the Border Patrol to mount a group of people to get out there and actually, load up all of the individuals, mostly families with children, which would be a priority for them. It takes, 200-300 agents. They have to get them out there, and it depletes the resources of those agents at other locations, and that's when they start bringing people over. But the coyotes, they know that when they drop these people off in the desert, that a large majority of them wouldn't make it. Without the Border Patrol getting out there and actually getting them out and rescuing them, for lack of a better term, they wouldn't make it. And there's always children in those groups. So, you know, there's a moral and ethical obligation to do almost search and rescue for people out in these elements. Because like I said, it's 104 degrees. I mean, you're not going to make it out here with a gallon of water and a 60-mile hike. It's just not going to happen. I know I wouldn't make it. And so that being said, people die. When someone just asked, what does the Border Patrol say about when the weather gets to be 120 degrees? They said people die. They find people dead. Here's some people right here.
Yeah.
They're probably just out for a walk. I don't want to make assumptions.
Yeah.
But but here's the canal, or one side of it. This could be the irrigation side of the canal. And then here's the border right here. This is really interesting. I got to show you guys this because this is tripping me out. This wall runs up.
Does the wall just end?
It just ends. So the Indian reservation starts here. The wall ends right here.
What's the point of a wall that ends?
What's the point? Jeremy he said, what's the point of a wall that ends? That's this.
Go around.
So I think the wall maybe picks up. No, that's the same this side of it right here. So, okay, here you go. This is the canal on this side. This is just a trip, you guys. Seriously, look, they got this keypad monitor here, or keypad to get into the gate. And then, I mean, it's just... I don't know. It's odd. This is very odd to me. So this is the Indian reservation, right? Native reservation that runs out through here. And this is where the wall ends. You can see it in the distance there. It picks up on the other side. It keeps going here. I got to turn off these comments for a second. In the distance, you can see it runs the line there. So that's where it picks back up and heads southeast that direction. But again, you're looking at, as of right now, you're looking at both sides of the border. And I'm standing, basically in an open field that runs all the way into Mexico. And that is some rugged terrain. I mean, as per flatlands, that's some pretty rugged terrain to have to cross over. And you can imagine this for people that have been traveling from like Guatemala, Honduras, Venezuela. There's people that come in. The control agent that we talked to last night was talking about the prices that some of the people pay to get across. And he was saying that some of the folks that are coming in just from Mexico, when they come in illegally, are paying, $3,000 to $5,000, sometimes up to $10,000. And then he started talking about some of the foreigners that were coming in illegally, and how much they were paying. And he said people that were coming in from countries like India were paying up to $40,000 to $50,000. And some of these other countries that have been deemed that are on what he said were kind of like on terrorist watch lists, we're paying up into $80,000 plus to get across the border in places just like this. And they made tons of arrests. He said they would make hundreds of arrests a day over the course of the last several years. But he did say, and this was interesting to me, he said during the Trump administration, he said that it all but ended. He said it was such a minimal amount comparatively to the amount of arrests and the amount of people they had to detain coming across the border illegally, as compared to what it has been over the course of the last handful of months, and then for the years prior to. And I'm sure you could say it's because of the wall, but in all fairness, it was a very harsh policy on deporting. Now, what he said was what would happen is that people would get taken to an airport and they'd get flown back to where they were coming in from, which isn't just Mexico. A large amount of the people that are crossing over, not just here, but over into Texas, are coming in from, like I said, Honduras, Guatemala, Venezuela. So those guys already walked past, man. I was hoping to talk to them. They got here quick. Dang. Oh, well, I was hoping to talk to these locals here. But,
There's our next place. car?
Yeah. So.
Could hoof it, catch it.
So this is what the fence looks like. The wall, rather. It's not a fence anymore. I mean, that would be a fence. This is definitely a wall. This thing is solid steel, and then these quite aren't as thick, but the ones you see up on the other side, running along the face line there, are concrete filled beams. Man, this thing is sturdy as hell. It's remarkably quiet. Nikki Ann. No, they're not getting shipped home anymore. They're not getting shipped anywhere. Basically, what he said is they ID them and street them. Excuse me. They put them through a processing center. They go through the processing center here, the detention center, the ICE facility. Usually, it's a two-step process with about a 72-hour hold period, and then hold on, someone's asking about the height of the fence. So it's about a 72-hour hold period, and they're released. So let's take a look at it. I'll give you guys kind of like a. It'll be tough to do here. Hopefully, you'll be able to get an idea. Let me flip it around and see if this works. So you can get an idea of the actual. Mosquitoes are crazy, trying to kill me. So I don't know. I can't see what y'all are seeing, but 18 feet. Yeah, I give it 18 feet. I'm about 6 feet tall, and I would give this about 3 of me. So maybe 15. Yeah, 15 to 18 feet. Hopefully that actually gave you an idea. So, someone said they're getting taken care of better than our homeless. What I think is really interesting is that they are looking to be detained, and you can imagine just being out in this weather. I mean, in 100-degree weather, looking at some of the terrain, and this is probably the easiest of the terrain they've had to cross to get to where they're at. Just getting to the end of that trip to finally getting to this border, that in itself, I mean, off of next to nothing that they've made it across some of the terrain out in these desert areas. Like you saw in that first video, I mean, that's just sandy dunes of desert that stretch back, and those are some of the areas where they've had to cross. Just getting to a place where they're going to be provided water and a meal and a bed to sleep in, that in itself, or even just a location that's going to provide them with some safety from the elements and just some relief from that journey. Yeah, I mean, that in itself would be a reason to push hard to get to this location, this border. But for a lot of these folks, they're fleeing. They're not just rushing into America to try to grab an opportunity. While that is a secondary for a lot of folks, they're trying to get away from a terrible condition that they're in back home where they come from, and I think we need to take that into account when we look at the number of people that are coming and where they're coming from. The situations that they're living in, you can imagine, must be terrible if they're willing to cross thousands of miles just to get to a place where they'll have the most minimal of opportunity here in the States. And to take your children on that journey and just in hopes of giving them a better life, that alone for me is something that it breaks my heart, really, to think that conditions can be so poor that they're willing to make a deadly journey just to try to get away from it. And let's just be clear about it. Someone saying that you got to go where they're coming from to find out they got big bucks to come. Let's be real. That's not true. That's not, big bucks is not. And I mean, maybe we're looking at this differently, but let's be very clear about the fact that we need to be very understanding of the fact that this is not one group of people, right? No, I didn't have a passport, and I went over to Mexico this morning and came back over with just my driver's license. But this is not just one group of people that are trying to come across this border. It's not from one geographic location. These are people from all over the world that are trying to make their way into America. And with that, you've got people that are just looking for a better place to live, people that are looking to get away from a bad situation. But you've also got people mixed in there on both sides of, the law that have criminal records, people that have been deported, people that have had to fight, to make it where they're at. So there's a full range of situations that bring people up to this border and bring them across the border. And I'm sure everyone's dug down deep into the rabbit holes, and they look at it for their own reason, and they see it the way they see it. But like with anything and everything that I've been able to get out and cover, I'd rather come see it for myself. And as of right now, I haven't had a chance to talk to anybody that's actually made their way across the border. So I'm not going to talk out of my ass too much until I have a chance to talk to them and find out what it really is like for them, where they're at and where they're coming to, what their ideas are of what they're going to accomplish and what they're going to be received with, when they make it to America. So, yeah. I have seen reports. I mean, I just saw a report here locally where there was a Dodge Durango with 25 illegal aliens. And that's the term I had to ask, but that's the term used, and it's the term used. It's not a pejorative term. But someone kept razzing me about it when I said it. They're like, oh, aliens this, aliens that, but that's the term used. Anyway, there was 24 of them packed into this Dodge Durango that got into an accident with a semi truck, and 12 of them passed away. But so they're packed in tight, and they're coming in situations that are hostile and dangerous. But this area, I mean, sorry to keep jumping around you guys, but let me see. I live in a border state. I have seen this firsthand. So many people who are from northern states think all of this is fine. Border towns without a passport, but no further down. Yeah, Denise, I wouldn't try to make my way into Central or South America without a border or without a passport or enhanced ID. Yeah, I made it as I got held up at the border coming back over. So that being said, I got a little nervous, but you can see the Border Patrol comes in swift and quick. They come in out of nowhere too. They make their way out here, and these guys I think are just making their way around the border here. Talk to us who do before you get too sentimental about illegals. It's not what I'll be. Okay, Mima, 1957. I don't live in I do live in a border state, to be honest with you. I live in Washington, which borders Canada. And those people keep coming down with their maple syrup, with their crazy geese and their loonies and toonies. You know what I had to deal with? It's a nightmare. No, it's not. I'm playing. Damn Canucks. But yeah, you can see they're hustling that border. So, Mima, tell me a little bit of what you think, about folks here. What about the people that are coming over to work? And this is me playing devil's advocate. I really want to know what you think about it. What about folks that are seasonally coming over on the 6-month visa? They have a 6-month work pass. They come over. They do seasonal work, be it vegetables or fruit, and they do their 6 months and they go back home to where they're from, where they want to be. And sorry about any Canadians in the group, but and they're trying to take advantage of an opportunity to, like I said, put money in their pocket where their economy, where they're from, wouldn't allow or won't provide that same opportunity. So I'd be interested to hear from people that are in this area or that live on a border town, a southern border town, not just a border state, because we can talk about it on a large sweeping scale. Like, you can be from Arizona, but living in northern Arizona isn't the same as living on a border here, And Brianna Fuentes, would you send me an email, cj@cjtv.live, so that we can go ahead and talk a little bit about that. I would actually like to pick your brain on it. Maybe we can put you on the show and we can talk more in more detail about what a life is like for an undocumented person in the United States. Sorry, I gotta buy seatbelt on, guys. What's up, New Jersey? So you say your sister lives in Yuma and all of her workers live in Mexico and cross the border daily. Veronica, are all of those workers coming over legally? Not to put anybody on blast, but I'm curious, are they popping over to do work on a temporary visa, or do they have like a travel pass? Okay, Jacob Mack, I think you're taking me to, I'm not actually transporting anybody across this border, just to be clear. I kind of want to talk to these guys.
Oh, wish I was back there, I would say. Unless you... Do you want to...
Nah, it's all right. We'll get up here further.
We're just walking around the canal.
But I've been to McAllen, Texas. I've been down to Rosales and some of the places on the border in McAllen. But I know that this fence is costing the taxpayers of Arizona $30 million per mile. And there's a lot of mileage in Arizona. You know, again, I didn't build said wall, and I'm not the one charging the taxes. So I'm relaying facts that I've come to understand. So that's all I can tell you. Yeah. So San Antonio is on the itinerary, place we'd like to get down and check out. You guys, so Mexico is really chill. Actually, it was really laid back. So this is round one for border coverage, and I'm figuring out as I go. You know, we're down here taking a look at what's happening and trying to better understand it from people here, and not just from people that are saying what it's like and how it is from the other side of the country or other side of the world. So, and I hope that we can all be hyper aware of that fact. Like, while we're here on the show, like I'm here looking at the fence right now, talking to people like that are playing Little League here, cracking home runs that might pop over into the other side of the border there. So to be very real, like I would take into account the views and opinions and the thoughts of people that are right here before I filter it through, you know, third party from the other side of the country. So not to say that anyone's opinion isn't important, but it's County 19. Which one do we want to go to? County 17? 21. Okay, yeah, that's where the zigzag fence is. Are you Ryan? Are you from Yuma? Ryan Avaro? Do you live in Yuma, or are you from Yuma? Have you been to Yuma? I'm curious. Kevin Witt says, never ever run for government. We need you. I don't know how to read that. That was kind of a mixed message, Kevin. Jeff, I would love to talk to Texas ranchers, but I'm not in Texas. So, Nikki Ann, did you just say rape trees? What exactly? I mean, you know what? Never mind. I can imagine what we're talking about there. But I mean, even with the sun low in the sky right now, it's still 92 degrees. So I mean, these conditions are rugged. You lived in Arizona for 38 years, Ryan. Okay, did you live in Yuma? Or did you spend much time in Yuma? And I would never live here, personally. Because I love the Northwest. I love the ocean. I love the water. I love the rivers, the lakes, the mountains, the trees. Ryan, you're in Oregon now? Okay. But it's super dry, and this is not, I mean, I'm way out of my element down here. As you can tell, like I'm barely breathing. Like it's difficult for me to suck air down here. Carolyn, what's up? How's everything going in Kenosha? I'm trying to read the comments as they come in, but it's difficult because we've got a lot of, is this it right here? sure? It says you got another third of a mile.
Oh. Yeah, good, true.
Or
True.
a quarter of a mile. Just because it says 3 doesn't mean it's a third.
True.
Amy Bird, talk to Oscar L. Blue. Yeah, the issue is, there's a lot of people that I'd love to talk to, you guys, but I don't really have the direct line for every streamer, every person that's out there. I mean, I wish I could. Okay, Ryan, I'm asking though, did you ever live in Yuma, or were you ever in Yuma? I mean, you've mentioned that you lived in Arizona for 38 years and that you lived in the Phoenix area, but did you ever live in Yuma? Because you said something that I'm kind of trying to key in on, where you said that Yuma is very ugly. And aesthetically, from what I'm seeing in Yuma right now, it's actually, if this were my jam, I can see how people might enjoy it. But then they have places like this that are over in Eastern Washington as well. So, Denise, what's up? How are you? So these roads that we're trying to link up with are basically like little teeny access roads. I mean, I'd be interested to go talk to those guys right out there. They're working on the pipeline, or the irrigation ditch. Here's County 21, 21st Road, 21st Street. Good. Jeremy, would you ever want to live down in this area?
I don't think so.
And you live in LA, so let's bop down here.
Alright, so this is 21.
Sheriff Lamb. Hey, Kevin Witt, if you have Sheriff Lamb's interview or contact info, that'd be great. Christine Frederick as well. If you guys, what up, sissy? If you guys have contact for anybody that you feel it'd be, well, look at that up in the sky right there. That crazy, what is that?
UFO.
For real. You guys, I don't know if you guys can see this, but there's that. Here, stop real quick.
Do you want me to stop the car?
Yeah. I'm trying to get
Let
it.
me go over it.
Yeah, there you go, right there. That's good. I don't know if you guys can see what I'm looking at here, but that weird
Solar flare.
It's like an odd solar flare, yeah. It's a trip. Looks like a transparent squid. I'm gonna give it that.
We're here.
They've arrived. I want to let you guys know too, I'm not a political analyst. I'm not an expert on anything. So I'm down here curious about what's happening. And so, I mean, I hope you don't think that my word is gospel for anything that is happening. It's just what I'm taking in, what I'm soaking in. And that's what I do with everything I cover. I'm just trying to educate myself down here. And actually, I get a lot of that from a lot of the feedback from you guys. So, please don't judge too harshly if everything you hear doesn't come across in the hardcore deep research that you might have done on any one thing. I can guarantee you that I haven't had the time and or ability to do as much as a lot of people have when they dig deep into the rabbit holes of these stories that we cover. I would love to go to Area 51. Maybe we can drive down there and talk to them. Go that way. Get out of here, fly. Yeah. You shoot, fly. He bothered me. Yeah, he took off. All right, Michael, we'll see you later. Contact Will Johnson at the United America First. All right. Yeah. Yeah, Veronica, like you said, I mean, I'm down here, you guys, and if anything, I'd hope you appreciate that I'm a resource that you can use to get questions answered. So as I get myself in front of people, situations, and places, if you have questions that you want me to ask or research that you feel would be pertinent to coverage down here, let me know. Email me, shoot me a line, cj@cjtv.live, and and I'm more than happy to incorporate that into what I do. As a matter of fact, I need that from you guys to make sure that I'm giving you what it is that you're looking to see, hear, and experience. So, thank you, Nikki Ann. I appreciate that. Yeah, and if you guys would pop on over to our channels on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, depending on which one you're on, and subscribe. Set up subscriptions on Twitch. You just !subscribe. On YouTube or Facebook, it's !notify. And on YouTube, it is, I think, the same, !notify. Or just notifications. Hit the bell, like it, do all that. I mean, like, subscribe, all that action. But really, do that. It'd be great to get you over here and have you notified when I do go live. That's what put the zigzag part of the fence right there. See up there in the corner?
Right, yeah. Thing is there might not be a turnaround up there.
Sure, there's someone walking too. Maybe we can grab them.
I think I should just go for it.
Hey, Jamie Derricott, how are you? I'm Kenosha. Yeah. I'm waving back. Keno in the house. Tomorrow will be interesting though, guys. We're gonna have to do some pre-recorded stuff and then upload it, but because we're not gonna have any reception in Mexico. Well, if it's anything like today, so. But we're gonna be spending most of the day in Mexico tomorrow, looking at what it's like for folks that are coming up from the other side of the border to Mexico. So there's no signs.
Yeah.
That one says authorized vehicles going that way.
Well,
and that one right there too. So we can turn around right here, I guess. Drive down the other side.
Damn, this is
I kind of want to walk up to that zigzag part of the wall right there, though.
Go for it. There we go.
All right, yeah. We keep missing people too. There's like that guy walking. Man, I'd love to grab him. It is. Man, this is. I mean, it's kind of a rugged beauty in its own way, guys. Mike Holt brought me here. Gloria. Well, I'm glad. Mike. I love Mike Holt. He's definitely part of the family. So. Ben Elser, that's the plan. It's not going to happen right away, but we've got things in the works to get to Texas as well. Yeah. I'm in America right now. I was in Mexico this morning, so we made our way across the border into Mexico, in the Alagonde border, and I might be saying it wrong, but it's close enough. But the Alagonde Mexican border up in Yuma. Tomorrow, though, our plan is to go over on the same border crossing into Mexico and then make our way from there down to San Luis on that side of the border. We have to get special insurance and some other things to get ourselves legal so we can make that, make driving over there legal. But hopefully we'll be able to drive further back in and kind of talk to some folks. And I know a lot of people are saying, be careful. One of the things that people kept laughing about, I talked to someone down in on the other side of the border today, and they were like, why? I was watching your show for a minute, and I'm curious, why does everyone tell you to be careful? And then I was like, well, they're worried about, cartels and stuff. And she was like, what would a cartel want with you? And I kind of laughed, and I was like, yeah, you're right. I don't know, a 250-pound white guy, güero, what would they want from me? I mean, I'm a strong worker, I suppose, but so right behind me is another access point in the fence. And this little dog leg right here is where they've had a lot of issues, actually. Let me see if I can show you the there. Eric says, scream as loud as you can, run towards the fence. That's what I'm not going to do. But, I mean, I don't know if that one's concrete filled. It might be. I don't know. Well, yeah, they look very much concrete filled. I mean, you can see the concrete splatter down here from where they capped them. And then these ones are all razor wired as well. Yeah, you already know. I would be a straight pack mule for these folks. I'd have to carry people for them. If they were doing the coyote service, I would be their coyote mule. The only option for me. So this area, actually, that we're in right now was said to be one of the real struggle points that they have with the border. Man, getting attacked by every kind of bug out here. And I don't know if it's just due to where it sits or how it sits. It is getting closer to the more populated area on the American side of the border, up in the distance over here. I'm sure maybe it doesn't transfer well on camera, but there you can kind of see it there. And so maybe it's just due to the fact that they have more access to being picked up on this side. But I don't know if that barbed wire is electric. I mean, I don't see any, any wiring that runs through it. But maybe that's the beauty part about an electric fence, is that you never know until you know. And then it's too late because you're already peeing on it. And it's a nightmare. A true nightmare. Have I seen Trump's signature on the wall yet? Negative. I've seen no signatures on the wall. I did see a pair of underwear back there. I don't know what that was all about. But, yeah, Sunny D, you already know. I mean, whenever I travel, it's you guys know me. You already know how it works out for me. This is where, here, I'll show you guys. There's actually a shirt stuck to the top of the fence over here where somebody climbed over. Yeah, you can see this is definitely the spot that they were talking about, where they've had a large problem with people crossing over. And I do got to be careful because there are snake holes, and I'm going to stay up on this part here. You can see the shirt stuck in the razor wire up there. Man, it's crazy. Yeah, I can never live down here, guys. It's so crazy dry. Somebody take a screenshot of that for me. I'd appreciate it. Thank you. Trying to avoid some of the protest coverage because it's, I'm not going to get into it, but it's just, this is more human interest pieces that I'm really looking to do. And take a look what's really going on. Marlene, thank you so much for sending that over. I appreciate you. Yeah, so Hiram, go ahead and put your link up in here on the page. That way we can go ahead and make sure to send people over your way. He's, I can't forget where I'm parked. You got that right. Man. Damn you, mosquitoes! I'm telling you what, guys. They love my skin. I think we're gonna keep cracking on down and see if we can't get to maybe right over to the border. So the border here in San Luis closes at 10 p.m., where the border in Alagondes closes at 2 p.m. So, Veronica, yeah, we were already, you're tuning in late. We were already at the open part of the fence in the Cocopah reservation, the big gap. There was just no one there. So, oh, water. Man, I'm so thirsty. Man, that's great. Whew. Nah, I'm kidding. You guys thought I was going to drink that. Crazy. You're crazy. Where am I getting gas for my car? Gas station? I don't know. I know that it's a lot cheaper here than it is anywhere else. So I'm curious, when people talk about the crisis, what I would like to know is, for the people that are talking about it, what is it, what is the crisis that you see? That's what I want to know. Because that term is very broad sweeping. It's a big brush. And is it that people are coming in? Is it the way that they're coming in? Is it the way they're being treated when they come in? Is it that they're being allowed in? I really want to know from you folks, what is the crisis? And I'm being very honest about my question. I'm not just saying that to take the piss. I really want to know what you guys think. There's also another area I saw. Well, Veronica, to be very clear, there's a shitload of area. I mean, this fence runs as far as the eye can see. So, and then getting to the fence is another one. I'm in Arizona right now, Yuma, Arizona. You have to, clouds of pterodactyl-sized mosquitoes. But you have to make it through all these fields here. And you have to take these small access roads. They're chasing me. Ooh, damn mosquitoes. Trying to carry me away. They're just going to fly me right over the border. But we have to get through all these fields. And a lot of these are private, no trespassing situations. So, Marlene McCracken says what they are running from is the crisis. Hiram is talking about Latin American countries. There's violence is taking over in many of those places, and large caravans of families are escaping the violence to come to the U.S. for the promise of a better life. Exactly, which is why we see so many people that are coming in from places like Venezuela, from Guatemala, from Honduras, they're not just coming from right across the border of Mexico. And I think a lot of people are confused about that. They assume that that's where they're coming from, is just hopping the wall from Mexico. So many of the folks that are there right now, they come over every day and work. And then the people that are really coming over in these droves are coming from foreign countries outside of Mexico. So, ay, Dios mío. Yeah, I'm learning. Freaking mosquito. Son of a bitch. Boy, he got me. It went right in my throat. It went right in my throat. All right. Anna says it's the unaccompanied minors. 5-year-old son over the border. Absolutely agree. That is terrible. That, I think, for me, that's the one that hits me the hardest, is where these children come over that are unaccompanied, and then the ones that come over that are being trafficked, and that are being rented in situations. Like I said, one of the things they keep finding is they'll catch up with them on about, yeah. Sorry about that, guys. Oh, man. That one had friends and it went right into my sinuses. That was terrible. All right, we're good. I'm just gonna go the other way. Just let it go all the way down. But they're being rented and they get sent over and with groups, because it gives the illusion of a family grouping. And then when they get here, they're released as a family. Then that kid gets sent back to where the kid came from to be put on another caravan and brought back over. So there's these young kids that are being traveled thousands of miles both direction for the assistance of smuggling people into the country, or to getting people into the country, crossing them. So it's an odd dynamic, though, right now, and that's from the Border Patrol is talking about it. Our enemies walking in, trafficking, different countries do different things. People are found mutilated out in the desert, gangs, disease, people that were deported, let back in. I hope you're kidding about what's the crisis. No, that's what I'm asking you. I don't need you to just generally throw out everything that is a crisis. I want to know from you personally what you feel is the crisis. I'm not saying, what's the big deal? That's not what I'm saying. To be very clear, I'm not cavalier or nonchalant about the fact that there is a major issue down here. I'm trying to figure out from you what your take is on that issue and what you feel. Let's go a step further. What do you feel the solution is? And what do you do? What do you do in these situations? What's the solution? What do you do? I mean, shut the border, right? Well, that's a big ass wall. Deport them to places where they can't come back. Not going to happen. What do you do? Implement policies that'll promote change, that'll help people that are coming over work legally, that are looking to come over and work legally, so they don't have to try to come over illegally, which would attack one of the issues as part of the crisis of people that are dying in mass numbers out in these deserts trying to get over to America. Drones, okay. Carlos Vendura says it's a financial crisis. What do we do about it? You know, what's the solution? I don't have the answer, you know, and so Bonnie Harrell said there isn't a solution now. Too many are here now, even criminals. Absolutely. And the Border Patrol here said that was one of their biggest problems they're having to deal with, is that is a massive influx of, right now, with the way things are set up, of criminals that are coming into the country. People that have like horrific rap sheets in Mexico, people that have rap sheets here in the States that have been deported. And when they're caught, so here's the question: how do we allocate our resources in a way that this Border Patrol here, which is, I think you said something 20,000 plus strong, can focus the attention they have on stopping and gathering in and, you know, apprehending people that are coming in illegally that have those criminal records, the criminals that are coming through, and all the while doing what they can to help focus attention on preserving human life for people that are trying to make their way in from foreign countries, looking for a better opportunity than the one that they're trying to escape, that are dying in the deserts. Hiram says, in the war on drugs. You know, that's something that's come up several times, Hiram, and I'm glad you said that, because that in itself has been, you know, the war on drugs has started so much internal conflict and problems within so many different aspects of our nation and around the world. But it sounds so good, right? We're just a war on drugs. Financially support Latin American countries by promoting gender equality and fair practice. Okay. Arthur Wade says the biggest concern is drugs being smuggled across the borders. Yeah, and I think that's where the Border Patrol agents are trying to focus their attention on more of that and administer humanitarian aid to people that are being dropped off in large tour buses out in the middle of the desert, so that it can distract them from stopping people down this direction, not literally, but possibly, that are bringing over fentanyl and heroin and cocaine and any other drug you can imagine. So John Manti says, send them actual human resources with the money we give can help them build their country. So that's a couple people now that have said we need to invest more money into foreign countries to help them become more stable. What are your thoughts on the American efforts to destabilize a lot of these countries? And I know that's probably going to piss people off that I even said that, because I mentioned America in a negative light. But do any of you feel that that is something that is happening? And if so, is that playing a part in what we're seeing now with the immigration crisis that we're dealing with right now? Devotee says the government's duty is to its citizens, no one else. You know, I think if we looked at it from a primary point of view, yes, America needs to take care of America, but with great, you know, power comes great responsibility, and I think we need to remember that. We need to remember that we have the ability to help other people. We have the ability to reach across borders and to help other people. There are so many things that we can do to extend the greatness of our nation in a positive way to other people that will actually help benefit the world, that I think it's our obligation. I would, if I had power and the means, that's where I would feel like I would put my effort and attention. So Stephen Patterson Jr. says, shut it down. Go through the process to enter legally. No terrorists, nor criminals, nor drugs, nor human trafficking. That's about as shut down as you can get. They built a big ass wall, you know? And right now, people are coming over and they're being processed, like I said, and then put on buses and sent wherever they want to go. So is it that we need an administration to step in and go ahead and make some policy change? Policy reform that's not going to allow it to be as lenient on people that are crossing illegally? I don't know. I mean, and someone just mentioned the cartel. The cartels are they're $1 billion industries. Like, they're making billions. The money that's made on illegal immigrants, on smuggling aliens across the border, is amazing. It's incredible. The amount of money, just talking to that Border Patrol agent last night was eye-opening with how much money and how many different people have their hands in the pie of getting somebody from, we'll say, Guatemala to Yuma. I mean, they're having to pay the coyotes on their end. Then they have to pay the local that are getting them across the terrain on the other side of the border here. Then they have to pay the cartels that own certain stretches of the border, even down to a couple mile blocks, to cross at that border for the representative that they have there. So there's money being changed hands so many different times just to get somebody to where they're at. Now, in a lot of the situations that we talked to people, they've said that it's they've got like the money handler. They pay someone, and that person is supposed to delegate out those funds to the right channels to get them over. But I mean, come on. If you hand some guy that has zero moral obligation, zero personal investment, and zero accountability $30,000 and say, hey, can you make sure that my cousin makes it across the border safely over the course of this next month or 2 months, 3 months, however long it takes, and for him to give you the thumbs up, say, yeah, I got you. And then when it doesn't happen, I mean, who are you going to call? Better Business Bureau? No, you're out $30,000. And the wire transfers, I think one of the statistics that I heard is that the third largest grossing the national product here in Mexico is wire transfers from the United States. That money that comes in is massive, flowing over every day. And there's people that'll get you all the way to the border. They said, you spend $10,000 to get to the border. And then they're saying, okay, cool. Well, you paid all those other people, but you have to pay me $1,000 to cross the border. So have your people here wire me the money directly, and then I'll let you cross. I'll get you across the border. Man. So, Tina, over on Facebook says they're taking to immigration detention centers all around the country. True. Literally, like I can't stress this enough. We talked to a 27-year veteran of the Border Patrol Agency who's getting ready to retire, who was incredibly candid with us last night. And he said, I mean, right here, we're going to actually take a look at, hopefully tonight we'll get a chance to take a look at two of them, just to kind of where they're at and how they're situated. They get processed through, fingerprinted. That's what he said. He's like, the fingerprints, they do fingerprints. And then they go ahead and do their background checks. They do everything there. They try to do family checks to make sure that the children that they're with, if they come with children, are actually their children. But he said he can't even count how many times he's seen the same child come across multiple times with different people. And then they have to send that child back. Well, now that child's here. So it's almost like, well, you're there, figure it out. Now you have an unaccompanied minor. And I mean, what do you do? Where do you go? You're put in a detention center, in a country where you don't speak the language. Luckily, majority of people here speak Spanish, but I mean, you're stuck. I can't imagine how terrifying it'd be for me as a child. I got lost once as a kid. at the Seattle Science Center. My sister had this happen to her once too. And I couldn't see my parents. I didn't know where everyone was at. And I was terrified. I had no idea what was going on. I had nowhere to go, didn't know what to do. These kids are crossing thousands of miles and then being dropped on their tailbone and told to figure it out. So that for me, I mean, I can't imagine, first off, if I were a parent, the horror that I would experience thinking about my child not just being within arm's reach of me, but having to think about having them make the kind of journey that it would take to get them here. And then if they're in a situation where you personally can't make it, but you're hoping that a caravan or a grouping of people can get your child to a better place, across the border, into a land like America, and give them a chance at a life that's better than the one they're living, but to send them out on that journey with a hope and a prayer that a cartel or a coyote organization is going to get them there. I mean, I can't imagine. Yeah, and you guys, you can find these places online. You can go onto Facebook and you can find, I'll try to find some tonight, places where you can go ahead and get yourself, border crossing situations, Ryan Warren said, cupcake snowflakes. Y'all know what it'll be when it hits your city. Ryan, over on YouTube, what city do you live in? So Sunny Diaz saying 100% we're making it worse by saying no unaccompanied child will be turned away because they're sending unaccompanied children. And that is happening a lot out here. And what's terrible is they're finding children on the fence line that have been just put over the fence. Like, hey, you made it. There you go. We did our part. So Drew Franchetti says, restraining catch and release, keep the asylum seekers on the other side until processed, increase processing of illegal immigrants. So the processing of the illegal immigrants. So Ryan, you live in Las Vegas. Okay. So for your take on, sorry, I'll jump into the last one in a second. Your take, are you saying that the immigration crisis is affecting you personally in Las Vegas? And if so, how is it affecting you? That's, guys, when I ask questions, I'm not doing it to be a dick. I literally want to know your answers because I'm curious. So please don't take it the wrong way. And yeah, I want to make it very clear too, we're not allowing hate speech. If you guys are coming in here and you're just going to talk trash about people or to people, or engage in, hostile conversations, you're going to get kicked out. And I encourage my mods to do that. And if I have to kick you out, you're never coming back. So not that that's maybe a big deal to you, but just don't do it. We're here to maintain healthy contact and dialogue. That's maybe different from some other streams, I don't know, but you share your opinions, but just appreciate that, you're not going to be permitted to hurt people with what you have to say because you want to throw out some callous, rant about hating illegal immigrants or whatever. So let's just be clear about that. Christine, yeah, you said it right. We'll be here for another couple days, 2 days, I believe. That these children are being released to the traffickers and people that are sex trafficking children because they're not able to attach them through paperwork to their parents. So, and that's terrible. Stop calling this immigration. I'm married to a full Hispanic. I missed that comment. We're talking about immigrants. If the word immigration affects you personally, I apologize, but if that comes out every once in a while, we're saying a lot of words here, so we're not trying to be insulting. So, do I think that any of these children are actually stolen from their parents? Absolutely. I think children are stolen from parents every day, all around the world, and it would be ignorant of us not to assume that children are being taken from their parents or sold, let's be real about it, for money and for other terrible and horrific reasons that are also involving money. So, yeah, it's his problem and he's doing nothing about it. I don't know if you were talking about, I didn't do hate speech, but got deleted anyway, just truth. They don't stay in the lower states. No, Blair 1216 over on Twitch, of course they don't. I live in Washington. Every country or every state here has, it's crops. We have a ton of fruit and vegetable production in Washington, Eastern Washington. And I personally know several people that I know that are illegal that work in the fields, doing apples and, you name it, any type of fruit. But, they don't just stay in the southern states. Not to draw focus to the fact that we have a fucking huge country. Let's be real about it. And I've met people here that are coming in from Cuba that are trying to make it to New York. You got people that are from Venezuela that are trying to make it to Oregon. People from Honduras that are trying to make it to Ohio. I mean, a lot of them have destinations in mind. A lot of them are just looking for a destination anywhere other than where they were at. So, if it's that bad where you're coming from, can we make room? I don't know, can we? No? Do we have room? I don't know, do we? Stephanie, I don't know what comment was, but you guys, I'm down here to take a look at the humanitarian aspect, the human interest, I guess, piece of what's going on down here. And I'm doing my best to try to find that, so I hope you appreciate that. I'm really looking to see what's happening. Much like I was in Venice, trying to get a feel for the homeless crisis that was happening there, that is happening there. I would like to see it for myself firsthand. Whenever someone says that something is as bad as they say it is, I would like to know for myself if that's truly what it is. That's what started me in this whole thing. When I was watching a news channel that won't be named, they were spitting a bunch of lies about what was happening in Seattle at the CHOP. And I was like, well, I'd rather see it for myself because it's right outside my door than listen to what someone else has to say. And when I did, I realized that it wasn't at all what they were telling us. That being said, I've realized that the country that we live in is vast, but it's not far away. Like, you can get to different places, guys. So I'm in Yuma, Arizona. I live in Seattle. I was in LA. The connection is not as hard, And I hope you can appreciate that the world we live in, you can make a weekend trip. If you want to experience the country we live in and get some answers for yourself, make a trip, man. Like, the Yuma has an airport right here. Fly into Yuma, rent a car, stay at Casa Smith because they're freaking amazing people that are informative and their Airbnb is beautiful, and get a chance to experience the city. I mean, there's people right over here that are just about to cross. That's crazy. I don't know what they're doing actually, but it's like a bus station or something like that. Yeah, there's people like right across the border from me right here. So I don't know if you can see that. I'm gonna talk to them. Let's see if we can chat with them. So hello. Hello. How's it going? Hey, my name is CJ. I was wondering if I could talk to you for a quick minute. My friend Jeremy here speaks Spanish. Only a little bit. Is it Portuguese? Do- So these folks are from all right. So these folks over here are from Brazil that are walking along the border right there. Jeremy, are you able to ask them what they're doing? Can you ask them how long they've been traveling?
Yeah, I just asked that. It said 3 days.
3 days?
Yeah.
Can you ask them, are you okay?
Tudo bem? Tudo bem? I don't think they want to talk. I honestly think if they're speaking Portuguese to us,
Yeah.
then they've come from Brazil. Then
Yeah.
they might be looking across right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't think they want to really get into it. But they
Yeah.
said they've been talking for 3 days.
Yeah. So these guys we just saw. So these folks right here that we just saw, they've been traveling. Like I said, that's why it's beautiful that I was able to team up with Jeremy right here, and give him a tag for your feed.
Oh, well, I Unblocked Live. Is
Unblocked Live.
YouTube.com/Unblocked Live.
There you go.
is my-
Check him out, guys. But so he speaks Spanish, and these folks, these three folks, these young people
That was interesting.
with backpacks and water bottles.
Just caught that, but
What I find really interesting. I'll tell you what I didn't notice, Jeremy. Take a look over here. Did you see they have a watering station right here?
Oh, there's a watering station?
Yeah, there's the gator.
Oh.
That's a trip. I was really hoping that. So if they had spoke Spanish, we'd have had a bit more of a conversation. But you could tell they were looking for a spot on the
Well, I
fence.
don't think they wanted to have a conversation.
No, they weren't looking to talk to us. But
Let's be honest. If they've been traveling for 3 days and they're at the end,
so they've come all the way from
they don't
South
have a
America,
conversation with us.
and they've been traveling for 3 days. They said, and they looked young. They had backpacks, and they were refilling their water right over here at these. Here, I'm going to show you guys this watering station over here, so you can kind of get a look at what we just had. So honestly, so my boy Jeremy that's with me, his Portuguese isn't great, but he had enough to actually ask them if they were okay, and they were kind of like, and how long they'd been traveling, and they said 3 days. So who knows what that means, that they've been on buses or how long it's taken them to get to where they're at. But I mean, there you go, you guys, right there. They came up to the fence as we were talking, and they have just on the other side of the fence right here, and it could be that that this is for the employee or the border patrol folks that they put these out here. I would imagine because it's right by this gate here, and so. But I'll show you guys. But they came over here, they dumped out their water bottles, and they refilled using these coolers that are set up right over here. Ryan, let's not go getting crazy about it. They didn't want to talk because they didn't speak English. Also because if they're trying to cross the border, they probably don't want some weirdo, hollering at them and saying, hey, can you talk to me for a minute? But let me show you guys what I'm looking at. So that's like a hydration station right there. 3 big coolers. There's a lot of water bottles on the ground there. And I'm curious to see how many of these are just dotted throughout the border. They might have set these up as like a humanitarian like aspect to give people that they know are crossing a chance to rehydrate in some place. If they're having to stay, there's a little bit of shelter there. I don't know. So that was a very interesting exchange though. Yeah. I tell you guys what, the one thing I would ask that you do is share the stream. That I think is probably something that would help quite a bit. You know, like that's really where I could use. If you don't know how to help or be a part of this, Brianna, thank you for sending that email. I will definitely reach out to you. Unless there's something pertinent in this information that would be good for me to check on right now. But let me take a look real quick. So, I mean, if we were wondering if this was actually a place where people are crossing the border, I mean, obviously, yes, they are, or at least trying to. And it is getting dark out here, so we'll probably try to get ourselves down to the San Luis border and take a look at that because they close at 10. So we'll get down there before they close the border and see about the people that are coming over. And who knows, maybe we can get over into San Luis tonight and get a look at the border on that side before they close it down for the night. But let me check this real quick. I've got an email from someone, and okay, well, you know what? I'm not going to read this live because I think I'd rather reach out to the person who sent it first and then kind of find out what kind of information they're comfortable with me sharing. And yeah, bud.
Got a question. I just told my audience what I think, but they were saying, well, what happens now that these folks what's probably going to happen is down the ways. We were down on County Route 18 where the fence just ends.
Yeah.
And you started this live stream.
Yep.
With County Route 18 and where
Yep.
the fence ends. That's probably where they're going. If
Yeah.
they know that the fence ends there,
Mm-hmm.
all they have to do is traverse. Let's see, we're at 21. That's 18.
Yeah, 3.
It's not just 3 because remember they have half
halves.
roads.
So
So it's about 6 fields.
6 county
Yeah.
roads.
6 county roads, which
Mm-hmm.
are these big fields. They're not one county road is what is that?
But I would say like that's one there. That's one,
Yeah.
like if you see that line. So I would say it's
that a
probably
mile?
a quarter mile.
Quarter mile? Oh.
Yeah, I give it a quarter
I
mile.
don't know. So they probably just have a couple miles to go, right?
Yeah.
They're not too far.
No,
at
I mean
all.
the fence ends right up where those
Right.
lights are basically.
where we were.
Jeremy just made a solid point. Yeah. So
Yeah.
these folks that we were just talking to, if they know the geography of where they're at, they just refilled at this water station here on the other side of the fence.
There's a water station right here.
They got 3 coolers and there's a bunch of water bottles on the ground over there. They dumped out their water. They refilled with the orange coolers, and they're just going to make their way down the way here. Probably, I give it no more than 4 or 5, not even 4 miles, maybe. Yeah, because it was about 4 miles, 3.5 miles from where we were at last time to where we're at now, through these county roads. Not even that, no, because if it's, what do we say, 6?
I can look on
so
the,
I would give it about maybe a mile and a half, 2 miles, actually, based off of the county routes.
Yeah.
If these are a quarter mile roads,
they're close.
stretches, they got to be.
That's why they really didn't want to talk too much. I mean, I asked them how many days, and they said 3 days that
Sure.
they've been traveling. So I'm imagining that's through Mexico and stuff. They're from Brazil. I don't speak much Portuguese, so that's how much we figured out. But what my audience asks is, well, what do they do now? You know, once they cross over, where would you go, kind of thing? And I was speculating, saying, well, there's a Chevron station. If you're lucky and you have $1,
Yeah.
you can maybe. Yuma is still a half-hour drive, so
Sure.
it's not like you can pull up and just grab a Frosty first thing. But, you know, what do you do once you're in America after traveling for 3 days? But what do you think is going to happen when they walk across there? I told my audience what I think.
I would assume they make a call to somebody on this side that probably is a point of contact. I wouldn't imagine you'd come this far without having somebody in America that's on this side to field you into the rest, take you the rest of the way. Much like that car we saw parked on the end of that road the other night. It was last night. It was parked with its parking lights on a desolate road. It was a small van, like the kind of shuttle van we saw. Maybe it was a Border Patrol van, like the one we saw across the border. Or it could have very well been a transport van for people like what we just saw, like these 3 Brazilian and they were young people, guys. These weren't like young children, but they were, early 20s, it looked like, I would imagine. They'll probably make a call and make their way to a waiting vehicle, or, it could be something as simple as a hotel. Find a hotel for the night, catch a bus to where they need to go.
But do you think that what do you think will happen?
I feel like right now, just based off the Border Patrol came up on us pretty quick, but it's getting dark now, and it wouldn't take much for them to just kind of duck down into one of these fields and make that cross, unless they were just okay with either way. Maybe once they get over, they're okay with Border Patrol picking them up, processing them for a couple days, and then releasing them into the States, which is what they've said that's what they're doing. So
that's what I told my audience.
Mm-hmm.
What you just said in the last 5 to 10 seconds.
Yeah.
You're corroborating
Sure.
what the officer told us last night.
Absolutely.
Which is if they do pick them. So, as I mentioned just a second ago, whenever we have come down one of these county roads, the Border Patrol has been really on us within 3 or 4 minutes. So I can't see that they would get to that breach without Border Patrol actually.
if they keep walking on the road the way they are, because the Border Patrol, when we first got here, they went to the edge of the fence, they crossed over, and they drove down the other side. And that just could be that they go maybe side to side from this part of the fence to that, and they just dogleg it and wrap around because they know that people are going to be doing exactly that. I wonder if, honestly, this could also be a setup. Like they put these stations up maybe because they know it'll draw people. You know what I mean? It could be that. And then they're like,
They could have a sensor. They could have a sensor on the water station.
Yeah, they have ground sensors, they said, or cameras on the fence.
They
there.
have ground sensors. We listened to a podcast with a guy from Homeland Security, and he was talking about, or what do you call it, ICE, or I can't keep all the institutions, that there are sensors and so forth. So that they have a water station right there, they could have sensors on the wall also, in which they're viewing people at the water station there.
Well, there's a big tower right over there, and I'm sure that's got cameras on it right up in the distance there.
A big tower there.
Yeah.
So,
and then right here, actually, if you look here, there's
a huge tower right there.
Yeah, there's cameras all over that thing.
There's cameras all over, huh?
Yeah. Well, if that's the cameras up top, it's hard to tell what those are up top, but
I think those are.
They could be cameras. I mean.
So I think what probably happens. I mean, that's an interesting point. You have a water station here. If you have cameras focused on it, someone's there.
Right.
That they're going to go down to the end of the wall, and that they're going to be there in the next.
Within the hour.
Within the hour. So that's an interesting.
I mean, we could even drive down to that end and see if they show up.
Yeah.
Not that I want to put them on blast, but you know.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. I mean, we could drive down there, and we could just kind of wait and see, and we don't have to get out of the car, But I don't know. I mean, this is. Okay,
so Jennifer Modick, you're saying that it's not no setup. This is a humanitarian effort because so many people died during the summer months. I would hope so. I mean, I would hope that no matter what, even if it is a setup, at this point, even if that is staged to get people to come to that because they know that, on their pre-mapped out trip, that's a place where they can get water. Even if that is the case, at least it's great that they can get water. Whether that was there or not, they're no more than an hour away from an opening in the fence, so they could always just head down there, cross over, and the second they get picked up, I'm sure there's a case of water bottles in the back of any one of these trucks.
Do you want to roll up there and just kind of wait and see what happens?
Yeah, let's head one direction or the other. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, this is a story, It's a story. I don't think we're gonna.
I would like to see if somebody makes it into completion over to the States.
Yeah, it would be interesting.
Yeah. See, I read an article today about Kamala Harris and Biden government. They talk of giving $4 billion to Latin America. Arthur Wade says, drive down there so we can get answers. He's demanding answers.
Everybody wants answers.
I want to know what's happening, and you will give me what I want.
Brush up my Portuguese.
You better. Well, we can always pull out a Google Translator.
Yeah.
Is it a crime to to harbor an illegal alien?
Well, probably. I don't know. Who knows? I mean, I'm not gonna. That's the thing. Is in these situations, you never put yourself in a situation where you're part of the story. You know, you could walk along, but certainly.
Yeah.
It stays out of the story.
Somebody mentioned something just now that we heard last night in that interview with the retired Border Patrol agent, that a lot of these coyotes and organizations, they advertise on Facebook and social media.
Yeah, we did.
What the hell was that?
Social media.
There's a canal there. I believe some people in the border in the middle look for lots of clothing. That's what Oscar does. Yeah, like I said, I found on the top of the fence at that gate, there was a shirt stuck up in the razor wire. Jeremy. So, but yeah, they full on they're brazen, especially now because you're not going to have to deal with,
It's off of the live stream, and then I can take that.
Yeah, maybe they do think we're coyotes. We're like the American side of their transport. Hopefully we'd come something better than a Prius, you know. No hating on the Prius, but you know, who knows.
Anyway, we'll jump in the.
What's up? I'm a Peaky Blinder over on Twitch.
What's going on?
Did you lock the keys in the car?
I'm like, why isn't the car opening? Usually it just opens.
Yeah. How do they get the coyotes away?
Put this on a tripod.
Oh, yeah. The question you're asking is the coyotes are the people that are trafficking these people across the border.
Do you remember which one was the paved road? Was it?
What's up, Peaky? Good to see you, man.
Where was the road with the breach in the wall? Was that?
That was 17
Is it 17?
or 6. It was
16.
If you take 16 all the way down to the Kokopo Indian Reservation.
Was it 16?
I want to say 16 because we're on 21 and a half right now, right? 21.
Let's see. Shoot. Sorry, guys. I'm afraid I'll end this stream if
I can hold it if you want. I can hold the stream, bro. I know what I'm doing here. Done it once or twice. I've held 2 streams in my day. Wait.
I know
Wait.
I know what I'll do. I'll connect.
I got a call coming in.
Or can you look on your phone? Like, you have 2 phones, right?
I do.
So if you can look on your other phone and figure out where.
Lisa Marie, let's not talk about the rapes that are going on from the coyotes because we do know that that's a factor. I mean, the sexual assault that is happening is there's no way to look past that. You know, it's happening, and we're just not talking about with grown individuals. We're talking this is happening with children as well. I mean, there's depraved assholes no matter where you go in the world. And in a situation where there's no law, I mean, when chaos rules, chaos will rule. And in this situation, the criminals are the ones that are making the laws. And in that, they can elicit whatever kind of chaos they want. Yeah, you've been by animals. Coyotes, we're talking the traffickers right now, so. I'm sorry.
So can you look on your other phone?
Yeah, what are we looking for?
Where the wall ends. Remember that place where it comes close? So if you can look on your phone.
For where the wall ends?
Yeah, remember where we came to the end of the wall?
Yeah, that was Route 16, I believe.
Right, but we want to know absolutely.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Let me look
so if you can look on your phone, you can tell where it gets really close. Where the Indian reservation was, right? Yeah. So if we can find that out, I'll bet you they come down that street because it was paved too, right?
Yeah.
I think.
One second, guys. I'm trying to find. Here, I'll show you what I'm looking at as well. So I'm trying to find the end of the fence line here, or the wall. Sorry, Kokopo Social Services. All right, is this? Is that a gap in the wall? Okay, this is odd. This is like the wall it's gapped on either side. See that?
Is that where it was?
No, because there's a wall here, but
it's where if you look at the board.
Oh, here we go. There's an opening right there, and then I'm trying to find what route it is that came in. There's 11. All right, we went all the way to 11. I want to say it was 16 though. 10. I'm gonna go up to 16. So I think that's good. Anyone in here? Jay Bright. Hey, that's all right. Let's celebrate the month, right? Just to be clear, I'll hold anybody's stream anytime. I'm out here repping for all streamers. I think it's important what we do. I think that everyone needs to have access to the information that you can get from a live stream. So 17th. All right. I don't know if that's the illusion of a wall or if that's just where the border goes.
So if you look on Apple Maps, I'll be able to tell you exactly where it is. I don't need all that fancy. Or do you have Apple or are you?
I'm on Android on my maps right now.
So if you look at the border itself,
Yeah, just stop driving real quick.
it goes, and then it was like a little nub.
Like this right here, right? Oh shoot!
I just can't tell because there's so much other visual information coming at me. I just need to see the border, like just the border. Like
this is the border right here.
Right.
This is the Mexican-United States border right there.
So it's where it went.
Okay, that must be okay. This is where
the Indian reservation.
The wall isn't. So here's where the wall ends right here.
Right there.
It must be right because the border is right here. No, hold on.
No, you're down there. So go to County Road. Go to
we're
County
here,
Road
dude.
17 or whatever.
So that's.
So you can't get on Apple Maps on that, huh?
So we're heading. No.
Can you make your phone into a hotspot?
Yeah.
Okay, let's hook up this. Because if I look on Apple Maps, I'll be able to tell instantly
Okay.
which street I need to go on. So let's just give this iPhone.
Okay, and you're gonna.
We're going through major technology changes.
Technologies, guys. Oh, okay, here we go. Veronica told us it's 16th Street and Levy.
That's where we were before?
Yeah, Veronica, because her sister lives right here. So here, I can pull that up right here. 16th Street and Levy.
In Salatine.
Levy is the name of the street, the road right there. Hold on, stop driving a second. Sandra, we're down here. Well, someone explain real quick to Sandra.
What? Bug?
Try to eat me. 16th Street. Hold on a sec. Hold on.
I know. I need to take this.
Why do you need to take it?
Because I want to get out while there's no cars.
Okay. And 16th Street, Hidalgo? No, that's Texas. Is it 16th and Levy? Alright, is it 16th and Salinity? County 16th Street. And is it Somerton?
Yes, near there. Somerton. So this is County 20 and a half.
16th Street and what? Yeah, we're trying to figure that out right now, guys.
If it was 17th or 16th. But if you just go on a map.
I'm on a map, dude. The issue that we're having is not that. It's just. So we're driving. The Colorado River is to our left. The border runs up Highway 2, it looks like. And. Actually, based on where we are right now, I think that the fence has ended already.
Remember we went...
That's 28.
21?
It looked like 28, but we're creeping up on
It's not possible.
19. It's coming up. 19 and a half. There have been people, man, they better not try to carjack the Prius. Alright, County 16th Street. So, wasn't it like right here where the road doglegged, and then that's where the fence ended, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that's right. If we go up to 18th.
18th.
Yeah, take it to 18th, because that's where we can kind of go from right here. See how the road kicks over?
Yeah.
And then we can take that little...
So it's 18?
I would say 18th takes us down to the canal.
Okay.
West Main Canal Road.
Can you run the GPS on it?
Yeah, yep, there's the fence ends right there.
Right. That's
That's where we want to go. There we go.
GPS.
Yep, got it. All right, cool. So keep going on this now.
So we have another intersection.
If we go straight, keep going up to...
This is 19 here.
Yeah, we want to go all the way to 3rd Avenue.
I know this is all gripping live stream action here. Two dudes trying to figure out their phones.
This is all part of it though, man. The stream knows what's going on. We're trying to figure out exactly where we found it, where we're trying to head, which is out to the break in the fence, where the fence ends.
Someone says, if you run into a coyote, ask them if they prefer Apple or Android.
Yeah, right. What's your preferred method of trafficking?
Yeah, Apple or Android.
Get out of here. Get out of here. Show fly. Get the gun out of my face.
So now we're trying to get flies out of the Prius. Okay, when's my left coming?
You are about a quarter of a mile. Okay. Yeah, Mima, if they're drug runners, I'm sure that the people picking them up would not be happy that we're there. Actually, you should take this.
Okay.
All right, cool. We found it.
All right. We found the road. So we're on a dirt road. I could not see. Oh, yeah, and there's the fire. Look, you can see it. There's
Damn,
fire.
that's a huge fire. Look at that, dude. You can see the flames from here.
Look, that's Border Patrol.
Oh, there's Border Patrol up there.
Just waiting for them.
Yeah, kick it into high gear, bro. Let's get up there. Maybe they're there. I don't know what that fire is, but it's huge.
Yeah.
If anyone could look up right now, like
just wait.
the Kokopo COCOPOH Indian Reservation.
Where
there's a fire happening up there, but you can see the flame. Like
it's probably a controlled burn. A reason to not insert yourself into the action. You know what I mean? Like if you want to walk up to it, but I don't want to put my car in between their path and the border. You know what I mean?
But we don't know that they know that there is a path to get in between.
Well,
and if we happen to catch it when it happens.
We don't even know they're coming to
Yahtzee! All right.
You said Yahtzee. Just so I know.
What did you think I said?
Oh, no.
What did it sound like? Now you make me second guess what I'm saying, bro. All right, we're going to walk out into the dark here. I don't know how it looks on the stream, if you guys can see the... I got to take a look at my other phone, see how dark it is. Wildfires near Globe, okay. Globe is in Mexico, correct? Yeah, we're in ninja status right now. Hold on. Yeah, it is pretty dark. Okay. That's all right. Guys, we need to share the stream more. That's what we need from everybody on here. Pick a group, pick a family group, whatever it might be. And let's share the stream out as much as possible. I mean, I think we only got like 38 live on YouTube. I don't know, a couple hundred maybe on Facebook. I don't know how many on Twitch, but I mean, let's quadruple those numbers. I want to get as many people watching as possible. So share the stream. If you guys could do anything to help support the CJTV here and this push for what I'm trying to accomplish out here, share it out to as many groups as possible, and let's get as many people watching as we possibly can. So what we're walking up on right now is the end of the fence. This is where the Kokopo, and I might be saying that name wrong, but Indian Reservation, I believe this is where it starts. No, I know this is where the fence ends. And that fire in the distance is wild. Like, those flames are so big I can see them from here, which is, I'd say I'm a couple miles away at least. So you guys can't see anything I'm looking at right now. Let me see. Yeah, you can see they got, man, that's a massive fire. I know it's hard to make out. It's pretty grainy, but you can see, I mean, how big it is from this far away. It's so dry out here. Yeah, don't like it. But, man, they doubled down. Like immediately when the Border Patrol got here, they came in right off the bat. But it's super dark. You guys can't see anything right now. So I'm gonna head back to the car before I get snatched up in the middle of the night here. But right behind me over here, you can see those headlights are Border Patrol agents. Sorry, I'm just inhaling bugs right now. Here comes the cruise by. Yeah. Oh, they were just pulling up to the wall. I wonder if those people are up there, if they arrived at the same time. I don't know. I mean, I would hope they would understand that I wouldn't be so brash as to walk right up to Border Patrol if that was my, that's what I was trying to do. But I know you guys can't see me. And if I put a light on me right now, I'll be attacked by bugs. So we'll take a look at some of the comments here while I'm walking. Yeah, I'm still eating bugs left and right. Every time I inhale, like, I'm getting like a mouth full of bugs. So the Border Patrol is, they're up there. And that's where the gate ends, the wall ends. And all of that is just open terrain all the way down there. Ivy, you're very welcome. And I appreciate you guys sharing the stream. More than anything, I really appreciate that we're helping get that out there. Bonnie, you're right. I need to drink more water. And I believe I have a thermos back in the car that I'm going to guzzle when I get back in there. But yeah, the Border Patrol won't talk to us. They won't talk to us live. Fire between 13 and 14 County Street. Is that the right one? No. No, I didn't talk to the Border Patrol. They won't talk to me while I'm live. While I'm recording, rather. But, man. So many bugs in my body right now. 65 shares. Veronica, thank you for reporting that back. I appreciate you guys. I know this isn't your typical conflict and chaos, but, it's every bit as important. They will say a lot. Yeah, exactly. Missy, Marie, you said that right over on Facebook. They were incredibly informative while we were not recording. Here, these guys are coming in hot. Let's talk to them.
Yeah, they're coming in hot. So we got. You just went right by us.
Oh, okay.
They didn't even say hi.
They didn't give us even the time of day. I wonder if they're looking for somebody right now.
They know who we are.
I'm sure they. Yeah.
They know what car we're driving. They know. They've seen us.
Yeah.
They know who we are.
Sure.
Border Patrol didn't even stop to talk to us.
No, they just drove right by. They put their high beams on us for a second, but
yeah,
they just cruised by. And it's funny because they act like we're not here. So far for the most part, that's pretty common.
Oh wow, I lost my stream for a second. Yeah, they're not really. They can't be bothered by us, right?
Yeah.
Did you see anything? Or?
They are still under a gag order. No.
Yeah, You didn't see anything?
That fire's huge that you can see.
Imagine if they're posted up here at 17, then they'll be taken in immediately. The question, they're at 18.
Or they already have been taken in.
Or they've already been taken in.
Yeah, this is at County 18, yeah.
This is County 18. What we could do is go to County 17. Remember, he told us 17 was actually the hot spot. So the question then becomes, do they know to go past this one? You know what I'm saying?
So this is where those 3 Brazilians should come through. Jordan Burns, yeah. I mean, if I were them, as opposed to scaling the fence, literally all you have to do is walk up to the edge of the fence here and then just step around it. Here, I'll show you guys. I think I took a picture of it.
It's earlier in the same feed, right?
Yeah, it is. If you guys go back to the beginning of this feed.
In the feed, it's earlier. It's the canal's there, but you could just walk right around it.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah. You can walk right around it.
Yeah. So, where are we at here? What am I looking at here? Yeah, no, I did that with my the GoPro. So yeah, you can walk right up to the edge of the fence and literally just step around it. So
yeah, I think I have a picture of it in here too.
So
oh yeah, look, so this is what we're close to. Let's see, I can't.
Let me show you what we're talking about here.
So this is the.
Is it real quick?
Yeah.
So if you look at the fence walks up, so it doglegs right there to the right, and as you look at it, that's where it basically ends right there.
And I think
do you have another picture of the rest of it?
Let's see.
No, is that the only one you got?
Oh, there's water, but that's you.
It's a good screen grab.
It is a screen grab. I got some good shots, but okay, that's the canal right there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they need to.
There you go. That's the edge of the fence right there.
That's the edge of the fence. That's you.
Let's go back and pause it real fast.
Here.
Boop. There you go. So if they walk up to the fence as you're looking at it right there, they can walk right around that edge of that control box right there, and then they'll be in America. That's all that it takes.
But the problem.
So they're walking on the road where that fence right there opens up. They're walking down that road towards this.
But the problem is the Border Patrol is posted up right there.
Yeah, the Border
Patrol. I'm sure they
just
have someone there all night.
But you know how easy it'd be to just stay on that side and walk around them and then just pop up over here? I mean, they don't have to walk in front of the car. It'd be easy to stay on that side.
Like go deep into the reservation?
Yeah, just...
But remember the guy told us we're on County Route 18.
Mm-hmm.
The guy told us County Route 17 was the hot spot. So it must be that if they know that Border Patrol is posted up here, they must know to go 2 more football field, or what do you call it? Crop fields past it to 17, and then try to get through that way. That's what you would probably do, because that guy's just posted up there. He ain't going anywhere. You know. Yeah.
So this is Trump's fence, to be clear, right? Someone just asked if this is Obama's fence or Trump's fence.
This is Trump's.
This is Trump's wall.
This is Trump's.
So this is an 18-foot wall.
This is the fence wall.
Yeah.
The fence wall. Yeah.
And it is roughly 15 to 18 feet.
Jordan says that it's been 40 minutes since we spotted them. I imagine it would take 40 minutes to get this far, right?
Yeah,
for sure. So, I mean, we could hang around here, but it's your call, CJ.
Well, we got about an hour till they close the other border, so maybe we could grab some interviews with people crossing the border legally down in San Luis.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Could try that.
Because it's too dark to see anything out here now.
It's too dark to see anything, and with them posted up there, they're either going to do one of 2 things: avoid them or go all the way around.
Yeah, we're not going to see them interact, I don't think, with them tonight.
Yeah, I mean, we'd be waiting for quite a long time if that were the case. Well, I'm going to end my stream because I've been on for an hour and so I'm going to end mine. But if you guys want to keep up with the stream, go to CJ's channel. You're on YouTube, right? CJ TV Media.
Yeah.
On YouTube.
Yeah.
So
on Facebook as well. So.
He's going to keep streaming. I'm going to cut my feed. And for your feed, I'm Unblocked Live. YouTube.com/UnblockedLive. I'm Jeremy Lee Quinn at JLeeQuinn on Twitter. And your Twitter is
it's CJ
Halliburton, right?
Yeah, at CJ Halliburton, I think so.
At CJ Halliburton, I think so.
Yeah.
So I'm cutting this one.
And Twitch, you can go to twitch.tv/CJTV Media.
Okay. So hop on CJ's feed for the continuation of this, youtube.com/CJTV Media.
There we go.
And
see, they just crossed into the border. See that? They opened the gate and went in.
Oh, yeah.
So you guys probably can't see it much, but like they just drove into Mexico on the border road.
Well, I don't think they drove into Mexico.
Well, they drove through the gate.
The gate. But the gate, see, because the actual border is probably a little further down the gate.
It is.
But you can see they're driving towards the path of the migrants now.
Mm-hmm.
It would be interesting to see what happens when they catch them on that side, or intercept them on that side of the wall.
Well, if, like you said, the border is further back and where this wall is in America, so if they're already across the border, because the wall isn't built on the border exactly, it's this side of the border. So that side of the wall is actually still America as well.
Right.
So by the time they get to the wall,
it would be interesting.
They've already crossed the border.
To see on Google Maps GPS exactly where the border is.
Let's look at it right now.
Where the wall is on Google Maps. All right, I'm going to end my feed. You could see the, maybe you could see the, in the distance.
I wonder if my frame rates are jumping around. Maybe you're using up all my bandwidth.
Yeah. But head over to CJTV for the continuation. Get the night vision. All right, you guys.
You got the NVGs?
Yeah. They don't have time for us. They said Border Patrol.
They got better stuff to do.
Yeah. Okay. I'll catch you on CJ's feed, you guys. Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, see, check it out. So this is, I'll show you guys. Maybe I should get the camera about here. Right here is where we ran into those kids. Right at this point. Sorry, get off me, bug. So right here at this point, County Road 21, they were right here on the canal, like right up on the wall, right? They walked up from this park down here, Hunter's Hole. Maybe they were just camping. Who knows? But if you look back this way, keep going. The U.S.-Mexico border is right here.
So that's fascinating because if you don't